Hi everyone, I am so excited to finally be able to give you details about a project that I'm involved in. So, I don't know about you, but when all of the stuff was happening with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and all those things, it really was eye-opening for me to realize that I've been a passive racist. Even though I am a person of color, I definitely have not dealt with as much racism as many other people that are of color. And my own privilege of being able to scroll by it and say, like, oh, not my problem. Oh, gee, that's so sad. Yeah, that's horrible. And then just keep scrolling and not have to worry about my son getting pulled over or me getting pulled over and possibly being shot. I know if I get pulled over, I might get a ticket, and that's probably all that's going to happen to me. So I was shocked and dismayed at the fact that I had just been overlooking and bypassing what was right in front of me, the racism that has been happening for hundreds and hundreds of years, the systemic racism that's been going on. I've always been vocal about supporting the LGBTQ plus community. I've always been supportive of, I thought I had always been supportive of Black people, Hispanic people. I live in a city that is close to the Mexico border, and so that's something that we see on the news a lot. So when I realized that I've been a passive racist, I was horrified, and I just kept learning and realizing, like, oh crap, like I can't even handle that I've just been so privileged to be able to like just overlook it, right? And so I knew I needed to do something because I was immobilized. I was paralyzed by the fact that for my whole entire life, my own personal biases have gotten in the way of me being able to see just how bad the problem was. So I created a group of Young Living leaders, Diamonds and Up, for people that were willing to take a look at themselves and their own personal biases. And I contacted a diversity inclusivity specialist who works with like Fortune 500 companies. And we started planning. I knew I wanted somebody to come in and do trainings to help me and the other leaders and anyone involved in Young Living and anyone involved in life to just learn how to be better people, learn about our own personal biases, to learn how to be more aware so that we can be as inclusive as possible with that awareness. I don't know how many of you realize like Band-Aids are only one color and they don't match everybody's color. Like that was mind expanding for me and horrifying at the same time to realize that like, oh my God, yeah, what are people with darker skin supposed to do if they don't want, this like thing standing out on their skin? So we're starting this. It's starting in October, and it's a sliding scale fee. There is a fee because we want people to contribute, and the two diversity inclusivity specialists that we've hired are expensive because they're extremely skilled. But we wanted it to be a sliding scale fee so that it would be affordable for everyone. And anything that we collect in terms of fees over and above what we need to pay for our facilitators, our experts, will be donated to the Young Living Foundation. So I'm not making any money off this. No one's making money off this except for our diversity inclusivity specialists. So starting in October, we're going to have an intro call with them so that they can kind of highlight what we're going to be doing and just kind of talk about their background so everybody can get to meet them. And the only way to get into that group is to pay for your membership to this project. So in October, they're going to do an intro call. They're going to give us resources that we can watch and like a chapter of a book or an article so that we can kind of do some pre-learning. November, we're going to have a call sometime in the later part of the month. November's election month, right? And so we just wanted a place. It's going to be, whichever way it lands, it's going to be messy, right? And we all have people on both sides of the fence in terms of politics, and we want to love them and accept them no matter what they believe and we believe, right? And so we wanted to have a safe place for people to come and just process what happened with the election and how to move forward. So that will be happening in November, and we'll also be getting more resources to do more of the pre-learning. December, we'll continue having the space in the Facebook group for learning, and then starting in January, every 2 weeks, we will have a call with our 2 diversity specialists, and they'll have a different topic, and we'll have a discussion period, and it'll be a really great place to just be vulnerable and learn and be open with our hearts and our minds, to learn how to be better people, to learn how to better acknowledge the gap between races, to learn how to be better about acknowledging our own privileges and biases. So they will be facilitating 2 calls per month, and it'll have ASL interpreting live, and we're going to have some people live on the Zoom call, only people that are willing to have their cameras on, only people that are willing to participate in the conversation. The rest of the viewers will be in the Facebook group for paid members. So there's no limit to how many people we can have, because we can be in the Facebook group with an unlimited amount, and people don't have to participate live. They can watch the replay later and get their questions answered afterwards. So I'm super duper excited about this project. I hope that you will help me share this project with not only your Young Living members, because it's not just for Young Living, this is for anybody. I'm hopeful that if we all get 10 people to join this, whether or not they're Young Living members or not, this is going to be a ripple effect, right? The more that we can show and show that we are taking action, right? It's nice to post stuff on Facebook, and I'm glad that I can post stuff on Instagram and Facebook and get comments of people realizing oh my gosh, I had no idea that was offensive. But taking actual action and doing the learning in a community of like-minded people that maybe might not have the same belief system as us, but it'll be a safe place for us to have a conversation, to talk about okay, so you grew up that way, I grew up this way, this is how it makes me feel, this is my experience, what's your experience? This is the kind of community that we're wanting to create, where we can have an open conversation so we can learn from each other and learn from each other's experiences and grow together and unlearn a whole bunch of crap that we need to unlearn. So You'll find more details on my Instagram post. If you want the link for registration, DM me so that I can give that to you. Please, please, please share this with your teams, with your friends, with your family members, with all of the people that you're struggling with, and maybe have unfollowed, but that you love anyway, that you want to invite to this conversation, to this group. It's going to really, really, I think, create a ripple effect that will hopefully change the world. That's how big I want this to be. I want this to help change the world and to change so many people's attitudes and thought processes and mindset in terms of diversity, inclusivity. So thanks, and I hope you'll join us. Bye.